He's one of our Metro and Bhakti director, and he's been speaking last Sundays and also a few other Sundays that he spoke so many nice stories about Krishna and pastimes with the Lord. So you'll get to hear from him. Then after that, we'll have mini arati and we'll honor the Sunday feast sponsor, and then followed by mini arati, and then there will be little announcement, and then there will be prasadam. Hare Krishna.
मारो करुणा करो by Narottam Das Thakur. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamscha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nirayane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Vishse Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Lord Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and on behalf of Iskcon of Atlanta, we would like to welcome each and every one of you for our annual Sunday Feast Festival. His Grace Shiki Mahidi Prabhu was supposed to give the class, but somehow, unfortunately, he could not make it. So, I will try to serve all of you. I am trying to find the verse. Found it. So we'll read one verse from Bhagavad Gita and we will try to understand the bhajan that we just sang in relationship to this verse. And also, day after tomorrow is Srila Jiva Goswami's appearance day. Srila Jiva Goswami is one of the very important acharyas in our sampradaya. So we'll talk a little bit about Jiva Goswami today. Is that okay?
Yes.
Hare Krishna. So seeking the blessings of all the assembled devotees, especially all the senior devotees, Srila Prabhupada's disciples, I would like to begin. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, entitled Contents of the Gita Summarized, verse number 14, 2.14. Everyone knows this verse, so you can all chant together 3 times. Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhada agama payino nityas tam stitiksha svabharata. Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhada agama payino nityas तां स्थितिक्षा स्वभारत मात्रा स्पर्शास्तु कौन्तेय शीतोष्ण सुख दुःखदा आगमापायिनो नित्यास् तां स्थितिक्षा स्वभारत. Synonyms: matra, sensuous; sparsha, perception, tu, only; Kaunteya, a son of Kunti, Arjun; Shita, winter; Ushna, summer; Sukha, happiness; Dukkhada, giving pain; Agama, appearing; Apayina, disappearing; Anityaha, non-permanent; Tan, all of them; Titikshava, just try to tolerate; Bharata, O descendant of the Bharat dynasty. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravindha Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Translation: O son of Kunti. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception, O son of Bharat, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. Purport: in the proper discharge of duty, one has to learn to tolerate non-permanent appearances and disappearances of happiness and distress. According to Vedic injunction, one has to take his bath early in the morning, even during the month of March, January, February. It is very cold at that time. But in spite of that, a man who abides by the religious principles does not hesitate to take his bath. Similarly, a woman does not hesitate to cook in the kitchen in the months of May and June, the hottest part of the summer season. One has to execute his duty in spite of climatic inconveniences. Similarly, to fight is the religious principle of the Kshatriya. And although one has to fight with some friend or relative, one should not deviate from his prescribed duty. One has to follow the prescribed rules and regulations of religious principles in order to rise up to the platform of knowledge. Because by knowledge and devotion only can one liberate himself from the clutches of Maya or illusion. The two different names of address given to Arjun are also significant. To address him as Kaunteya signifies his great blood relations from his mother's side. And to address him as Bharata signifies his greatness from his father's side. From both sides, Arjun is supposed to have a great heritage. A great heritage brings responsibility in the matter of proper discharge of duties. Therefore, he cannot avoid fighting. End of purport. Gurave Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. So we read a bhajan by Srila Narottam Thakur, and we also read a verse from Bhagavad Gita. And day after tomorrow is the appearance day of Jiva Goswami. So we will try to connect all three. They are very much connected. So let us begin by hearing about Sri Jiva Goswami. Jiva Goswami was one of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in the land of India around 500 years ago, little over 500 years ago, 530 years ago. And he is Krishna himself. He is Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he had many disciples. Prominent among them were the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. On the altar you can see their photograph just below Gaur Nitai, on the right side. Our entire Guru Shishya Parampara is there, and you can see the 6 Goswamis in one frame. So Jiva Goswami is one among them, the youngest among them is Jiva Goswami. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath. 6 Goswamis: Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Jiva Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, and Gopal Bhatta Goswami. So today we will talk about Jiva Goswami because it is his appearance day, day after tomorrow. So Jiva Goswami was the nephew of Rupa and Sanatan Goswamis. And he was the son of Sri Vallabh. Sri Vallabh, Rupa and Sanatan Goswami were three brothers, and all of them were disciples of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All three of them. Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami and Sri Vallabh. So all three of them were great devotees. And Sri Vallabh's son was Jiba Goswami. So when Jiva Goswami was very little, his uncles, Rupa and Sanatan Goswami, they were very much attracted to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And they would write letters to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. At that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was living in Nilachal, in Jagannath Puri. And Rupa and Sanatan Goswami were in Gaudadesh, in Bengal, in a place called Ramakeli. So from there, they would write numerous letters to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That, oh Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please allow us to join you, we want to serve you, we want to be with you, please allow us. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would never reply to their letters. So long time passed, Rupa and Sanatan Goswami were growing desperate in separation from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And they were so much in separation from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that in their homes, they created Nava Vrindavan. They created a replica of Vrindavan Dham. They had Govardhan, they made a small river which they called Yamuna. They made Radha Kund, Sham Kund. They made, different forests, the 12 forests, Dwadashatana. And Rupa and Sanatan Goswami and Sri Vallabh would do their bhajan in their courtyard where they had created new Vrindavan in Ramkeli. So what has Srila Prabhupada done? What did Srila Prabhupada create in West Virginia? So Srila Prabhupada is Rupanuga. He is following in the footsteps of Rupa Goswami. Because Rupa and Sanatan Goswami actually did that. They created new Vrindavan in Ramkeli 500 years ago. Our Srila Prabhupada, being a perfect Acharya, he did the same thing. He created new Dwarka. He created new Vrindavan. He created new Paniati. Yeah! Srila Prabhupada created. This is Prabhupada's gift. Following perfectly in our Sampradaya. So Rupa and Goswami were living in this madness of separation from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then they got news that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, on his way to Vrindavan, he is going to come to Ramkeli. So Rupa and Sanatan Goswami, you can only imagine how excited they were. That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, they are going to come to Ramkeli. They were all excited. But there was a problem. Rupa and Sanatan Goswami, they were working for Nawab Hussain Shah, who was the ruler of Bengal. And he was a mlecha, he was a meat eater. And he was very much against the Vedic culture. So he told Rupa and Sanatan Goswami, both of you are very intelligent, very qualified, and you are leaders of the Hindu society. If you work for me, everybody, all the Hindu citizens, they will support me. So if you don't work for me, I will kill all the Hindus. So to protect the Hindus from Nawab Hussain Shah, this is a historical fact. Rupa and Sanatan Goswami, under force, under compulsion, they started serving Nawab Hussain Shah. Our acharyas explain that Nawab Hussain Shah was an incarnation of, does anyone know? From Krishna Lila. Whose incarnation was Nawab Hussain Shah? Jarasandha, who Krishna got killed at the hands of Bhim. Jarasandha incarnated as Nawab Hussain Shah. And Kamsa, King Kamsa incarnated as Chandgazi. Haribo! Haribo! Gaur Lila is just a continuation of Krishna Lila. So Nawab Hussain Shah, he made it compulsory for Rupa and Sanatan Goswami to serve him. And they were doing it, not for their sake, but for the sake of the people in general. To maintain peace, they were doing that. So Rupa and Sanatan Goswami were the Prime Minister and Home Minister of Nawab Hussain Shah, who was the king of entire Bengal. There was no East Bengal and West Bengal that time. No Bangladesh and West Bengal. Everything was one big country. It was a country. Bangladesh, it was a country. Gaudadesh, sorry, not Bangladesh, Gaudadesh. And the king was Nawab Hussain Shah, and their Prime Minister and Home Minister were Rupa and Sanatan Goswami, Dabir Khas and Sakar Malik. So how could the Chief Minister and the Home Minister of Nawab Hussain Shah, who was a Muslim ruler, openly go and meet a sannyasi? It was very difficult, very controversial. So they could not do it. So they knew that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to Ramkeli, and their heart was bursting with joy, bursting with anticipation and excitement. We want to meet Mahaprabhu, we want to have his darshan. But they could not do it. They had to control themselves. So they waited for night. And when it was nightfall, and they knew next day Mahaprabhu is leaving Ramkeli. He is on his journey. He is going to leave, and there are thousands and millions of people following behind Gaur Nitai. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. So Rupa and Sanatana Goswami, in the middle of the night, they disguised themselves. They disguised themselves. Everybody knew the Prime Minister, the Chief Minister and the Home Minister. So they disguised themselves, and very secretively they sneaked out of their mansion to go to the tent where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, along with their thousands and thousands of associates, had halted for the night, just on the outskirts of Ramkeli. And Rupa and Sanatana Goswami did not even realize, but little jiba, he was just a toddler, he followed behind his father and his uncles. Rupa Sanatana Goswami, along with Sri Vallabh, all three of them went for darshan of Mahaprabhu. And Jiva Goswami sneaked out of his bed, seeing his father and his uncles leave the house in the middle of the night, and he quietly followed behind them. Our Jiva Goswami. And then he followed them, and he saw his uncles and his father. They went to a place which was very crowded in the middle of the night, and there was loud sankirtan going on. And then Rupa Goswami asked some devotees that we want to have darshan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Can you please take us in the presence of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? So the devotees, they took Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami and Sri Vallabh to Nityananda Prabhu. Because you cannot approach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu without the mercy of Nitai. So they took him to Nityananda Prabhu. And Nityananda Prabhu blessed all the three brothers. And he said, come, I will take you. I will take you to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Hare Krishna. We would like to extend a very warm welcome to our special guests. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And Sri Vallabh to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he put all three of them at the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu placed his beautiful lotus feet on the heads of Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami and Sri Vallabh. And then Nityananda Prabhu noticed that in the corner a small boy is standing. So Nityananda Prabhu immediately went to Jiva Goswami, who was just a toddler, 3-year-old boy. And he asked him, who are you? And Jiva Goswami replied, that's my father, and those are my uncles. So Nityananda Prabhu said, what are you doing here? You also come. So Nityananda Prabhu brought little Jiva to the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu blessed Jiva Goswami also. That was the first and only interaction that Jiva Goswami had with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then soon after this, Rupa and Sanatana Goswami were initiated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and so was Sri Vallabh. And all three of them, they decided to go and be with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So they renounced their house. They left Jiva Goswami, who was just a toddler, with his mother, under the care of his mother, and they all went to serve, to assist Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri. Now on the way to meeting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Vallabh, he left his body. He left his body. So now little Jeev is living all alone in the village with his mother. His uncles are gone, his father has left. He doesn't know anything. He just knows that they have gone to be with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And as a child, he is very, very inquisitive. And his mother starts teaching him Bhagavad Gita, starts teaching him Ramayana, starts teaching him Mahabharata. And Jiva Goswami has so many questions. Why this? Why like this? Why Lord Ram did this? Why Krishna did this? So many questions. He was very inquisitive. And his mother was finding it very difficult to answer all his questions. But she would try her best. She would instill Krishna consciousness in his heart as much as she could. And sometimes Jiva Goswami would cry in separation from Krishna. So his mother told him, why don't you worship Krishna? So Jiva Goswami with his own hands, he made very beautiful deities of Krishna and Balaram. And he would worship them. He would sleep with them at night. He would cuddle them and sleep with them at night. And in this way, he lived a very Krishna conscious childhood. And sometime later, he got a news that his father, while crossing Ganga, left his body on the way to meeting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This was a very big jolt to the heart of little Jiva Goswami. And then he got the news that his uncles, Rupa and Sanatan Goswami, have been instructed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to go to Vrindavan and serve there. And they are never going to come back. They are never going to leave Vrindavan. Which means Jiva Goswami will never see them unless he goes to Vrindavan. This was another jolt, another setback to little Jiva Goswami. But he remained steadfast in his devotion. And as a little child, he started praying to his Krishna Balaram deities to give him guidance. Teaching us as an acharya that when we are in difficulty, when we don't know what to do, we must take guidance from our spiritual authorities and we must pray to Krishna to give us the right guidance. That is the right thing to do. And Jiva Goswami did that. And what happened? One night in his dream, his Krishna Balaram deities appeared to him. And in his dream, they blessed him. They blessed Jiva Goswami. And then suddenly in his dream, Krishna transformed into Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Balaram transformed into Nityananda Prabhu. And then Nityananda Prabhu picked up Jiva Goswami and embraced him and then handed him over to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also embraced him. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu placed the dust from his feet on Jiva Goswami's feet and told him, you should come to Navadvip. What are you doing here? Come to Navadvip. And then the dream ended. So he woke up and he told his mother, Mother, I had a dream. My Krishna Balaram transformed into Gaur Nitai and they are inviting me to Navadvip. What should I do? So his mother said, you should plan to go to Navadvip if that is the instruction of the Lord. And as Jiva Goswami and his mother were making preparations, Jiva Goswami's mother also left her body. That was the last straw of attachment that Jiva Goswami had. And Krishna took that away also. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna says, Yasyaham anugranami harishyeta dhanam shanay tad dhanam tyajantyasya swajana dukha dukkadam. He tells Yudhishthira Maharaj that when I really show my mercy to somebody, I take away everything that he has, his wealth, his family, everything. And then that devotee has nothing and nobody other than me. Yasyaham anugranami harishyeta dhanam shanay. Very, very deep verse. Who wants to lose everything? Nobody wants to lose everything. But sometimes Krishna's mercy can manifest in that way. What to do? So Jiva Goswami lost everything. He lost all hope of enjoying anything in this material world and he went straight to Navadvip Dham. And as he was going to Navadvip Dham, he was crying in anticipation that I am going to meet Gaur Nitai, I am going to meet Gaur Nitai. Tears were coming from his eyes. And then he heard the news that actually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not in Navadvip anymore. He lives in Nilachal. He lives in Jagannath Puri. And Nityananda Prabhu, he left Navadvip long ago. Nityananda Prabhu now lives with his wives, Vasudha and Janava, in a place called Gadadhar in East Bengal. He is not in Navadvip. But Jiva Goswami had faith. In my dream, Nityananda Prabhu told me, come to Navadvip. So I am going to Navadvip. And he came to Navadvip. And when he arrived in Navadvip, the devotees there told him that actually Nityananda Prabhu just came to Navadvip. He is living in the house of Srivas Thakur. In Srivas Thakur's house, he is living with him. So please come. And they bring him to Srivas Thakur. And Jiva Goswami goes to Srivas Thakur's house and Srivas Thakur sees this little Jiva Goswami has come. He tells Nityananda Prabhu, look who has come. The nephew of Rupa and Sanatan Goswami is here. And Nityananda Prabhu immediately comes out and he embraces Jiva Goswami. And he says, I was in Gadadhar, but in my heart I understood that you are coming to Navadvip to meet me. Therefore I left everything and I have come to be with you. And he embraces Jiva Goswami. And Nityananda Prabhu tells Jiva Goswami, come, I want to give you Krishna Prem. But first, let me take you to that place from where all Krishna Prem originates. Let me take you to the house of our Gaur Nataraj. Let me take you to the house of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Nityananda Prabhu takes Jiva Goswami to the house of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has already left his wife, Srimati Vishnupriya Devi. He has left his mother, Sachimata, under the care of a servant whose name is Isha. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is living in Navadvip as a sannyasi. And he goes to the house. Now Jiva Goswami is brought by Nityananda Prabhu to the house of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Jiva Goswami immediately falls at the feet of Ishan, who is a servant. of Vishnu Priya Devi and Sachi Mata, teaching us that you cannot approach the Lord directly. You have to take shelter of the servants of God. Taking shelter of the servant of God is most important. And then Ishan blesses Jiva Goswami. And then Nityananda Prabhu takes him to Sachi Mata and Vishnu Priya Devi. And they also bless him. And then they say, Sachi Mata tells Jiva Goswami that I just cooked for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he came and he accepted the prasad. So let me give you his Mahaprasad. And she makes Jiva Goswami sit down. She tells Ishan, wash his feet. He is a guest of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then Ishan washes Jiva Goswami's feet. And Sachi Mata with her own hand, she feeds Jiva Goswami and Nityananda Prabhu. After being fed, Nityananda Prabhu says, come, I will take you on Navadvip Dham Parikrama. I will take you on Navadvip Dham Parikrama. And this Parikrama is documented in Bhakti Vinod Thakur's book, Navadvip Dham Mahatmya. It's a very beautiful book, very sweet book. So they go on Parikrama, Nityananda Prabhu shows all the holy places of Navadvip to Jiva Goswami. And then he tells Jiva Goswami that now you must do your service. Jiva Goswami says, Nityananda Prabhu, I just want to be with you and I want to become your personal servant. I will travel with you. Wherever you preach, I will travel with you. Just keep me with you. And Nityananda Prabhu tells Jiva Goswami, no, that is not the service for you. The service for you is to study the scriptures in great detail and write commentaries on our scriptures. And before you can do that, first you have to learn Sanskrit. First you have to study the Vedas, you have to become a scholar. So I want you to go to Kashi. Jiva Goswami says, Kashi? You are in Bengal, Mahaprabhu is in Jagannath Puri, my uncles are in Vrindavan. Why you want to send me to Kashi? Who is in Kashi? So Nityananda Prabhu says, there is a great devotee in Jagannath Puri. His name is Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. This Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was instructed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the principles of Krishna consciousness. And now he has become a great devotee. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's disciple is Vidya Vachaspati. Sorry, Madhusudan Vachaspati. This Madhusudan Vachaspati is living in Kashi. You should go and become his disciple. So Jiva Goswami, immediately carrying the order of Nityananda Prabhu on his head, he travels from Navadvip to Kashi. And he becomes a student of Madhusudan Vachaspati. And very soon in Kashi, Jiva Goswami becomes acclaimed as the greatest scholar. Anybody who writes anything, they bring it to Jiva Goswami for proofreading, for editing, for corrections. Because Jiva Goswami is so scholarly, he learns everything so quickly. Very, very intelligent, very learned. And Jiva Goswami wrote a book on Sanskrit grammar. He was so intelligent, so learned. So Jiva Goswami with his scholarship, he conquered entire Kashi, which was also a high seat of learning. When he was completely ready, Madhusudan Vachaspati told him, now you are ready, now you go to Vrindavan. So from there, Jiva Goswami, he was around 20 years old now. He went to Vrindavan Dham. And there he met Rupa and Sanatana Goswami, his uncles. And he surrendered to them. And they accepted him as their own. And they started instructing him. And Sanatana Goswami is the elder brother of Rupa Goswami. So Sanatana Goswami tells Rupa Goswami that you become the guru of Jiva Goswami. You give Diksha to Jiva Goswami. And Sanatana Goswami says, you are my older brother, you are more qualified. You are my Shiksha Guru. You become his guru. And Sanatana Goswami says, no, you become the guru. See, this is Vaishnava culture. It's not about ourselves. In Vaishnava culture, it's all about others. How we can serve. Servant of the servant. So then Rupa Goswami, following the order of his older brother Sanatana Goswami, just to please Sanatana Goswami, he accepted Jiva Goswami as his disciple. And he engaged him in menial service. You know what Rupa Goswami did with Jiva Goswami? He would tell him, go to Yamuna and bring me some water. So Jiva Goswami, who is the number one scholar, he would go and get water from Yamuna so that Rupa Goswami would do his worship, his seva of Radha Govinda. Then Rupa Goswami would tell him, bring some tulsi leaves, wash them and bring them. And Jiva Goswami would go. After Rupa Goswami finished puja, he would tell Jiva Goswami, please clean these vessels now. And Jiva Goswami would scrub the vessels that Rupa Goswami had used for deity worship. Then Rupa Goswami would tell Jiva Goswami, I want to write Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. Can you prepare some paper for me from palm leaves? Get some leaves and prepare paper for me. Take some minerals from the earth and prepare some ink for me so I can write. Get me a pen, so I can write. And Jiva Goswami would assist Rupa Goswami like that. Although he was so scholarly. What does this teach us? That no matter who we think we are, we must always be submissive to our Gurujan. That is the way to perfection. So Jiva Goswami assisted, and Rupa Goswami wrote a commentary on the science of devotion. It is called Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Then Rupa Goswami was so pleased with Jiva Goswami that he told him, now you write a commentary on Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And then Jiva Goswami did that. Similarly, Sanatana Goswami, he wrote a book called Vaishnava Toshani, which is a commentary on the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. And he told Jiva Goswami, you write a commentary on my book. You comment on my book. So then Jiva Goswami did that. In this way, he was living in Vrindavan, serving Rupa and Sanatana Goswami. And now we come to the heart of our lecture. So everyone, my dear friends, please be very attentive. Jiva Goswami, he is a perfect student. He is doing everything right. Rupa and Sanatana Goswami are very pleased with him. And one day Rupa Goswami tells Jiva Goswami, today I am getting a very special visitor. His name is Shripad Vallabhacharya. So you please make sure that everything is ready to receive Vallabhacharya. So Vallabhacharya comes, and Jiva Goswami is beingly serving. And then Vallabhacharya comes and sits in the presence of Rupa Goswami. Now Vallabhacharya was an associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he is a great acharya in the Pushti Sampradaya, who is a bona fide Vaishnava Sampradaya. Very, very learned acharya. He wrote Madhurashtakam, Vallabhacharya. Such a learned scholar. He comes, he is an associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So when he comes, Rupa Goswami treats him with great respect. He said, you are an associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You are like my guru. Please come sit. Vallabhacharya asks Rupa Goswami, what are you doing? And Rupa Goswami says, I am writing this book. So Vallabhacharya says, show me. And Rupa Goswami says, yes, please, take this book. And please, if you find any mistakes, please correct this book. Out of etiquette, Rupa Goswami says like that. Genuinely. And Vallabhacharya to please Rupa Goswami, that he is asking me to edit it, he says, alright, I will try my best to go through it, and if there are any suggestions for improvement or correction, I will let you know. So taking that book, Vallabhacharya begins to leave. And before leaving, he just glances at the book, just a cursory glance. And he tells Rupa Goswami, oh Rupa Goswami, you have written it like this here. Actually, you know what? A better way of writing would be like this. And Rupa Goswami says, oh, that's a good point. Let me make a note. And Rupa Goswami scribbles there, makes a note. And yes, I will make this change. No problem. I will make this change. Like that. And then Vallabhacharya says, alright, I will tell you more suggestions for improvement when I meet you next. And he takes the book with him. And now Vallabhacharya is leaving. And outside, Jiva Goswami is doing seva. So Jiva Goswami offers obeisances to Vallabhacharya. And then Vallabhacharya says that, look, I am taking this book. Your Guru Maharaj, Rupa Goswami, gave it to me for editing and suggesting any corrections. I already found some corrections, so I told him he's going to correct. So Jiva Goswami said, oh really, you found corrections? Can I see? So then Vallabhacharya shows, yeah, see, Rupa Goswami has written like this, but I think a better way would be like this. Now Jiva Goswami, he has so much Guru Nishtha. He knows that Rupa Goswami is a perfect Guru. He cannot make mistakes. His work does not need editing. So to protect his Guru, little Jeev, he tells Vallabhacharya from his heart, genuinely, that Vallabhacharya ji, what you are saying is, okay, I understand, but according to the rules of grammar, it can be like this also, and if you see the context of this verse, this is what Rupa Goswami means, therefore what Rupa Goswami has written is actually better than what you are suggesting. This doesn't need correction. And Vallabhacharya understood, yes, you are right. See, I did not see the context, it makes sense. Yeah, what he has written is perfect. This is better than what I thought. Yes, you are right. This doesn't need editing. And then Vallabhacharya immediately goes inside and he tells Rupa Goswami, oh Rupa Goswami, you are so learned, you are so perfect. What to speak of you, even your disciple is so great. I was thinking that this should be like this, but he just made me understand that no, what you have written is a better way to convey the message. So it doesn't need editing. I take it back. Don't correct. What you have written is right. And Rupa Goswami just bows down to Vallabhacharya. Whatever you say, Vallabhacharya. And then Vallabhacharya leaves. But Rupa Goswami is livid. He is so upset with Jiva Goswami. He calls Jiva Goswami inside. And he says, do you think you have the audacity to correct an associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu treated Vallabhacharya with so much respect. And you have the audacity to correct him? Why did you do this? Do you think that just because you are a scholar and you have conquered Kashi with your scholarship, you can do the same in Vrindavan? Vrindavan is not a place for pride. You are proud of your scholarship. You are proud of your learning. You are so proud that you think you can correct your superiors. There is no place in Vrindavan for pride. Therefore, you must immediately leave Vrindavan. Immediately leave Vrindavan. I don't want to see you. Saying this, Rupa Goswami drives away Jiva Goswami. And Jiva Goswami is so heartbroken. He's so heartbroken. He goes to the bank of Yamuna, and there is a hollow tree. And he starts living in the hollow of that tree. Day and night chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Chanting constantly. And then after some time, Sanatana Goswami comes to visit Rupa Goswami after a few days. And he says, oh, where is Jiva Goswami? And Rupa Goswami tells him what happened. Sanatana Goswami says, Rupa Goswami, you need to understand, as a disciple, it was the dharma of Jiva Goswami. It was his duty to defend what you have written. Because what you have written is not just for you, for generations and generations to come. Gaudiya Vaishnavas are going to read these books. So it has to be high class. It has to be high class. What you have written is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is instructing you in your heart. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutare Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati So Padamitam. Rupa Goswami understands the heart of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sanatana Goswami said, Jiva Goswami was right. As a disciple of yours, how could he keep quiet? And he very respectfully explained to Vallabhacharya the other standpoint, and Vallabhacharya agreed. So what is Jiva Goswami's fault? Immediately go. I am your elder brother. I order you, immediately go and bring your disciple back. Bring Jiva Goswami back. Then Rupa Goswami goes and he brings Jiva Goswami back. He forgives him. And then Jiva Goswami resumes his services. Then what happens is, a Digvijay Pandit comes to Vrindavan. This Digvijay Pandit, Dig means the directions, and Vijay means one who has conquered. So Digvijay Pandit means scholar. Digvijay Pandit means one who had conquered different scholars in all directions. He was the number one scholar. And he heard that in Vrindavan there is two scholars called Rupa and Sanatana Goswami. They are writing a lot of books nowadays. They wrote a book called Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. Sanatana Goswami has written Hari Bhakti Vilas and Brihad Bhagavatamrit and Upadeshamrit and Ujjwal Neelamani. All these books they are writing. Their fame as scholars is growing. So if you really want to be known as a Digvijay Pandit, as a great scholar, you must go to Vrindavan and defeat Rupa and Sanatana Goswami. So this is alright. And this Digvijay Pandit had a Vijay Patra. He had a paper on which everyone would sign after being defeated by him. And he would go around showing, I went to Kashi and I defeated this scholar. I went to Navadvip, I defeated this scholar. I went to Kashmir, I defeated this scholar. Very proudly he would show. That was like his certificate. So this Digvijay Pandit comes to Vrindavan. And Rupa and Sanatana Goswami are sitting and they are discussing, they are writing books, they are discussing Krishna Katha, they are absorbed. And this Pandit walks in. And Rupa Goswami has gone to bring water from Yamuna. He is not there. So this Digvijay Pandit comes and he says, I have come to challenge both of you to a debate. Debate with me. Because I am a Digvijay Pandit. I have heard you are scholars, so let's debate. Now Rupa and Sanatana Goswami thought that the most precious thing in this world is time. Even a moment of time wasted can never be gotten back, no matter how much money you pay. Time is very valuable. We should not waste time. Why should we waste time debating with this Digvijay Pandit? So this is, we are not interested in debating. The Digvijay Pandit said, no, you must debate with me. Because either you defeat me and I go away, or I will defeat you and get your signature on this Vijay Patra, because I have to show others that I have defeated you. So Rupa and Sanatana Goswami tell him, oh, is that all? You just want our signature on that Vijay Patra? Let's not waste time debating. We don't want to debate with you. We accept defeat. Give us, we'll sign. We'll sign. Tell us where to sign. And Rupa and Sanatana Goswami both sign. And Digvijay Pandit is very happy. Yay! I have conquered Vrindavan also. Now I will go and show everybody that I have conquered Vrindavan. So he comes out and he's leaving the house, and Jiva Goswami is coming with a bucket of water. And this Pandit brags to him, look, I defeated Rupa and Sanatana Goswami. And Jiva Goswami looks, and indeed, that is the handwriting of Rupa and Sanatana Goswami. And Jiva Goswami is very offended that this arrogant person, he is going to go and tell the whole world that my masters, Rupa and Sanatana Goswamis, have been defeated by him. This cannot be. I must protect my masters. I must protect the reputation of Rupa and Sanatana Goswami. So Jiva Goswami says, oh arrogant scholar, my name is Jiva Goswami, and I am a humble menial servant of Rupa and Sanatana Goswami. And with full faith I tell you, you cannot defeat Rupa and Sanatana Goswami. Tell me the truth. Did you really debate with them and defeat them? So he tells him, no, I didn't debate because they surrendered to me even before a debate. So it was not we didn't debate, but they accepted defeat. So Jiva Goswami says, wait, what will you do if I defeat you in a debate? What will you do? So he says, well, the rule is if you defeat me, then you get to keep this Vijay Patra, and I have to go empty-handed. So Jiva Goswami says, and then you will not tell anybody that you defeated Rupa and Sanatana Goswami? The Digvijay Pandit says, yes, then I cannot tell because I have been defeated. So all the victories that I have gathered are all gone. They become yours. So then Jiva Goswami says, all right, will you debate with me? And the scholar says, yes, let's debate. And then for 7 days and 7 nights, there is an intense debate between Jiva Goswami and this Digvijay Pandit. They start from morning, they go until evening, then they break for the night. Next day again they come, again they debate. And Jiva Goswami thoroughly defeats, each and every day he defeats this Digvijay Pandit. And every day the Digvijay Pandit thinks, well, tomorrow might be a better day. Tomorrow I will defeat Jiva Goswami. But that never happens. After 7 days, the scholar is thoroughly defeated by Jiva Goswami. And he surrenders to Jiva Goswami. And he just surrenders the Vijay Patra. And he goes away. He says, I accept defeat. So Jiva Goswami says, if the servant has defeated you, just imagine the scholarship of Rupa and Sanatana Goswami. So you should offer them obeisances and then go from Vrindavan. So he goes, he offers obeisances to Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. That you are so great, even your student has defeated me. So Rupa Goswami says, what? He says, yes, Jiva Goswami, he debated with us and he defeated us. So he defeated me. So I accept my defeat. And then he goes. Now again Rupa Goswami is very angry, very upset with Jiva Goswami. He says, Jiva Goswami, Vaishnavism is not about this, showing off. I am a great scholar. What does Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teach in Shikshashtakam? Na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavitam va jagadisha kamaye mama janmani janmaneshware bhavatat bhakti rahaitu ki tvai. Na dhanam, I don't want wealth. Na janam, I don't want followers. I don't want fan following. Na dhanam na janam na sundari, I don't want to enjoy the pleasures of sensual sense gratification. I don't want to enjoy sense gratification. Na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavitam va. And I don't want to be known as a kavi, as a great pandit, as a great scholar. What do I want? Oh Jagadish, mama janmani janmanishware bhavatat bhakti rahaitu ki tvai. I just want causeless devotion to you, my Lord. I don't want to be known as a scholar. And you have defeated, you have engaged in mundane, dry arguments and debates in Vrindavan Dham. Do you think Vrindavan Dham is meant for such debating? Do you think Vrindavan Dham is meant for your ego competitions? Is this what we have trained you? You wasted 7 days debating. Do you know how many rounds you could have chanted? Do you know how much bhajan you could have done? You will not improve. You made the mistake once before and now again you have made a mistake. This is unacceptable. You are just arrogant and proud. Leave Vrindavan. There is no place for you in Vrindavan. Just leave Vrindavan. I don't want to see you. Rupa Goswami chastises Jiva Goswami and drives him away. And Jiva Goswami humbly bows down. He's crying. And he leaves. My dear friends, Jiva Goswami does not give any justification. does not give any justification. That, but I was doing it to protect our Gaudiya Sampradaya, I was doing it to protect your reputation, not for myself. Nothing. Guru said, he just leaves in obedience to the Guru. And he goes this time all the way to Mathura. Really outside Vrindavan. He goes to Mathura, and there, where the Yamuna river flows, some crocodiles had made burrows near the riverbed. And it was summer, it was dry season, so the Yamuna had shrunk. And those holes that crocodiles live in, they were exposed. So Jiva Goswami said, nobody should see me, I am so contaminated, I have offended my Gurugan. Nobody should see a wretched fallen person like me. And I will go inside this crocodile hole, I will sit and I will do my bhajan, I will not eat or drink anything. Until I die, I will just keep chanting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now when devotees come, Mathura Vasis, when they come to Yamuna to take their Yamuna Snan every morning, while they are taking their bath, they are hearing this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And the fame of Jiva Goswami starts spreading. The people, the villagers start talking. A sadhu Mahatma has come and he is living in this hole near Yamuna. He doesn't eat anything, doesn't drink anything. 24 hours a day he is doing Krishna bhajan. What a great sadhu. And there is a line of devotees coming to take darshan of our Jiva Goswami. Jiva Goswami has lost weight, he is emaciated, he is reduced to skin and bones, he can barely sit. He is just chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And Sanatana Goswami every day does Govardhan Parikrama. So he is traveling everywhere and he hears from the villagers that a great Mahatma has come, who is always chanting, in the mood of Haridas Thakur, always chanting, very humble, doesn't even ask for any diksha. Doesn't ask for any donation, he's just sitting and chanting, not even doing Madhukari. Such a great Mahatma has come. Sanatana Goswami says, I will go and take darshan. I also want to go. So Sanatana Goswami goes to Mathura, near Yamuna. And he peeps in the hole. And what does he see? This is our Jiva Goswami. And then he goes and he finds out what happened. And he comes to know that Rupa Goswami has again punished poor Jiva. So then Sanatana Goswami goes to Jiva Goswami, the elder brother. He tells, oh Rupa, Sanatana Goswami, you have come, my older brother, Dandavad Pranam, Dandavad Pranam. Sanatana Goswami says, I have a question to ask you. Rupa Goswami says, yeah, please tell me. You are writing many books on the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Tell me, what is the essential teaching of our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Tell me, what are the two essential teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Rupa Goswami says, Krishna samsara karo chhadi anachar jibe doya Krishna naam sarva dharma sar. Sanatana Goswami asks, what is dharma sar? Tell me, according to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jibe doya Krishna naam sarva dharma sar nadiya ko dubhe nitya nanda mahachar Krishna samsara karo chhadi anachar jibe doya Krishna naam sarva dharma sar jibe doya Krishna naam sarva dharma sar nadiya ko dubhe nitya nanda mahachar. Sanatana Goswami tells Rupa Goswami, loudly say again, what are the two essential teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Rupa Goswami says, Jive Doya and Krishna Naam. Be merciful by giving them Krishna Naam, and you yourself also always chant Krishna Naam. Means chant Hare Krishna and preach Hare Krishna. Jare dekho tare kaho Krishna upadesh. This is the teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jive Doya, Krishna Naam. Sanatana Goswami tells Rupa Goswami, are you chanting your rounds? Are you doing your Naam bhajan? Rupa Goswami says, yes, 2 lakh names every day, 128 rounds every day. So, Sanatana Goswami says, okay Rupa Goswami, you are doing Krishna Naam, but what about Jiva Doya? Rupa Goswami, what about Jiva Doya? You have to have mercy on Jiva. Where is Jiva? Where is Jiva Goswami? So Rupa Goswami says, I have punished him, I drove him out. Because he debated with that Digvijay Pandit. Sanatana Goswami says, he was doing it for the reputation of our Gaudiya Sampradaya. We are Sampradaya Acharyas, whether you like it or not. What will happen if that person goes and says that, oh, you Gaudiya Vaishnavas, you were defeated by Digvijay Pandit. Who will read our books? As a disciple, it was Rupa Goswami, it was Jiva Goswami's dharma. It was his duty to protect us. Just like Hanumanji, when he went to Lanka, Lord Ramchandra said, go and give my message to Sita. But did Hanumanji stop at that? No. He went and he gave good to Hanumanji, burnt his Lanka, killed his son, tested his strength. He did more than that. So Jiva Goswami, it was his duty to defeat this proud Digvijay Pandit. You and I did not care, but as a disciple, he is supposed to care. He is supposed to protect his guru. So he is not wrong. Then Rupa Goswami says, I know Sanatana Goswami. Actually, I did not punish Jiva Goswami. But I punished him to set an example. Because what if in the future, our Gaudiya Vaishnavas, they become very proud. And they start doing like this, engaging in debates and will defeat and, if our Gaudiya Vaishnavas start doing this, it will set a bad example. So to teach the future generations, I am punishing Jiva Goswami. Actually, I am not punishing Jiva Goswami. I am just setting an example. Sanatana Goswami says, all right, you have set the standard. You have set the example. Now go and bring him. This is enough punishment. So then Rupa Goswami says, all right, I will go. And Sanatana Goswami also goes with Rupa Goswami. So they go, and Rupa Goswami crawls inside that hole, that burrow. And Jiva Goswami is so frail. He has not eaten or drunk for days. He cannot even move. He has no energy. But still his tongue is vibrating. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Rupa Goswami with his own loving hands, he picks up Jiva Goswami. He is very lightweight. He has lost so much weight. Rupa Goswami picks up Jiva Goswami, his nephew, his disciple, and brings it out of the crocodile hole. And then puts him on his own shoulder and brings him back to Vrindavan. Srila Rupa Goswami ki Jai! And then Rupa Goswami explains to Jiva Goswami, my dear Jiva, I had to punish you simply to set an example. What to do? Because when we are leaders, we have to be exemplary. With leadership comes great responsibility. The leadership is not meant to just enjoy the power and the facilities that come with leadership. With leadership comes responsibility. If we have become the leaders of Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we have to set the highest standards of personal conduct. So I am sorry, but I have to do this. And Jiva Goswami says, no, Guru Maharaj, whatever you did is perfect. Rupa Goswami says, but I want to give you a gift. Because you are so exemplary, you did not justify, you did not argue with me, you did not go to the village and start your own sampradaya. That Rupa Goswami is very cruel, he doesn't have any daya, okay, I am going to start my own sampradaya. You did not do anything like that, you are so humble. You have passed the test, Jiva Goswami. So I want to give you a gift. Does anyone know what gift Rupa Goswami gave Jiva Goswami at this point? With his own hands, Rupa Goswami carved the beautiful deities of Radha Damodar and gifted them to Jiva Goswami and said, from today you worship Radha Damodar. And that's how Jiva Goswami started worshipping Radha Damodar. Jaya Radha Damodar, Radha Damodar, Radhe. Jaya Radha Damodar, Radha Damodar, Radhe. Srila Jiva Goswami Prana Dhana He. Srila Jiva Goswami Prana Dhana He. Jaya Radha Damodar, Radha Damodar, Radhe. So Jiva Goswami is teaching us extreme tolerance, my dear friends. We read a verse from Bhagavad Gita, Tam Stitikshasva Bharata. Tolerate. Jiva Goswami tolerated so much. So much misunderstanding he tolerated. So much difference of opinion he tolerated. So much hardship he tolerated to set the right example. So Jiva Goswami is teaching us immense tolerance. And Jiva Goswami, what is Rupa Goswami teaching us, my dear friends? The bhajan that we sang of Narottam Das Thakur. What did we sing? We sang Hari Sthane Aparadhe Tare Hari Nama Toma Sthane Aparadhe Nahi Paritrana. In the Vishnu Purana it it is said that Shishupal, from his birth, was criticizing Krishna. From a childhood, he was criticizing Krishna. All his life he criticized Krishna. Krishna is like this, Krishna is like that. Krishna is a thief. Krishna is a coward. He ran away from the battlefield. Krishna is a Vaishya but doing the job of a Kshatriya. He is a Vaishya from Vrindavan but he has become a Kshatriya in Dwarka. Nonsense. Krishna is this, Krishna is that. Even in the Rajasuya Yajna of Yudhishthira Maharaj, when he went in front of Krishna and he saw that Krishna is getting the Agra Puja, the main worship Krishna is getting, Shishupal could not contain his envy. He said, Krishna, you are sitting on that high seat. You are nonsense. You are this, Krishna, you are that. Krishna, you are envious. Krishna, you are coward. Krishna, you are a thief. He was criticizing Krishna, but while criticizing, he was saying Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, you are this. Krishna, you are that. So Narottam Das Thakur is saying, why did Shishupal get mukti? Why did Shishupal get liberation? Because Hari Sthane Aparadhe Tare Hari Nama. If you offend Krishna, if you offend Hari, Hari's name is more merciful than Hari. Krishna's name is more merciful than Krishna. Krishna will save you. Krishna's name will save you if you offend Krishna. Hari Sthane Aparadhe Tare. Who's going to save you? Tare Hari Nam. If you offend Krishna, you should not offend Krishna. But if you offend Krishna, there is some aparad, seva aparad, this aparad, that aparad, dham aparad. Krishna's name will protect us. Hari Sthane Aparadhe Tare Hari Nama. But Narottam Das Thakur warns. He tells about a Vaishnava Gosai. Toma Sthane Aparadhe Nahi Paritrana. But if you offend a devotee, there is no treatment. There is no antidote, there is no vaccine, there is nothing. It's a mad elephant offense. You are a small plant and the mad elephant will either trample and crush your bhakti or with the trunk will uproot and throw your bhakti. So this is the lesson that Narottam Das Thakur is giving us. And Rupa Goswami is teaching us that Jiva Goswami's intention was correct in correcting Vallabhacharya. But Vallabhacharya is superior. It can be taken as a Vaishnava Aparad. So Rupa Goswami is warning us about Vaishnava Aparad. So Jiva Goswami's life continues. After Rupa and Sanatana Goswami, he became the Sampradaya Acharya and wrote so many books. He guided Narottam Das Thakur, Shyamananda Pandit and Srinivas Acharya. So Jiva Goswami is very glorious. We have run out of time. And our Srila Prabhupada, he lived where Jiva Goswami did his bhajan, in Radha Damodar temple. And after doing intense bhajan there, Srila Prabhupada, he came to America to give us this invaluable gift of Vedic literature. So from today's class, from the life of Jiva Goswami, we understand Vaishnava etiquette, we understand the importance of tolerance, we understand how sometimes we are put in impossible situations. Like Jiva Goswami was put in impossible situation. He had to protect his guru, at the same time he could not offend. He was stuck. He had to do the right thing. And doing the right thing meant being misunderstood. Sometimes misunderstandings will come despite best intentions. We have to tolerate. Do our best and tolerate. So we learn all these important lessons from Jiva Goswami's life, whose appearance day is day after tomorrow. So with this, we will end the class. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai! Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
Please give Dr. Adi Gadadhar Prabhu ki
Jai! Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai! Jai! Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
We give our heartfelt thanks to His Grace Adi Gadadhar Prabhu, glorifying the Goswamis of Vrindavan and the person of Lord Krishna. So let's give big Hari Bol for Adi Gadadhar Prabhu.
Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol!
So now our next part of program, we're going to honor this Sunday fish sponsor. We have Rajubhai Patel and family. Please come forward and perform mini arati. Rajubhai Patel and family. Also, We would like to thank this wonderful guest who has come all the way from Nigeria, London, and also from actually Nigeria and Atlanta, and also from Atlanta, I guess. So they're from Archbishop Joseph Dyke Brotherhood of the Cross and Star, Nigeria and London. And also Christ Ambassador Dan Okekube, Brothers of the Cross and Star, Nigeria and Atlanta. Also Bro Joseph from Baptist Church, Trinidad, and Minister of Atlanta Church. So thank you all for coming. We are very much honoring you here in Atlanta. Nice to see you all that you have come. In the past also a lot of church people came here. Now you all have come, so it's very nice. Please give a big hand for all of you. So generally, Prabhupada said that the Sunday feast that we have, we generally honor people from different parts. They come and they get to hear about Krishna and about the glories of Lord Krishna and his devotees. So Sunday feast generally is a love feast for everyone to come and join us so we can hear about Krishna and take prasadam and be happy. Thank you very much.
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Srila Prabhupada ki Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rajiv Bhai Patel and his family. Request you to please come up. So many of you know Rajiv Bhai. Who here does not know Rajiv Bhai? Who here knows Rajiv Bhai? Who here would like to know? Rajiv Bhai Patel has been coming to this temple for almost 30 years, Rajiv Bhai? 30 years or more? 30 years, 30 plus years. So they've been coming to this temple and supporting this temple for 30 years. And one of their biggest determination that is expressed through their continuous service to this temple. And I know his whole family is supposed to be here today, but he's here by himself. And he is sponsoring this feast in memory of Chiman Bhai Patel and Kamala Ben Patel. They both passed away 3 years ago. And they're seeking the blessings and the prayers of all the devotees. So can we do that? So if you could raise both your hands, we're going to pray to their lordships. Shri Shri Gauranitai, Jagannath Baladev Shuhadra Devi, and Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan. Together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Raja. Hare Krishna. For those of you who are still registering for the Sunday school, I request you to see Shweta Prabhu outside. He'll be able to provide you with all the details for the Sunday school. Please do not forget, if you have a child, you want them to have an education and a deep spiritual character, then please register them for the Sunday school. And I just got this beautiful note. We're very happy and honored to have His Grace the Archbishop Joseph, is it Duke or Dyke? Deacon. And then the Brotherhood of the Cross Star, of the Cross and Star, Nigeria and London. And we're very happy that you're here. And also we have Christ Ambassador Don Okipu. Did I say it right? And the Brotherhood of the Cross and Star, Nigeria and Atlanta. So I'd like to request you to, if you don't mind, to please come up. We'll have our Director for Congregational Outreach, who gave this beautiful class today. We'll welcome you again officially with this beautiful garments, which is the tradition of the practice of bhakti. We embrace you with these beautiful, colorful garments that are offered to their lordships. Thank you so much. So please come this side, and we would like you to share something with us. And thank you so much for visiting. First, one thing we could do is we could pray for all the brothers and sisters from Nigeria and Atlanta. So if we could all please raise our hands. We're going to pray to their lordships together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Good afternoon, everybody. At my left-hand side here, Das. This is my brother for the past 24 years. We have been in contact. We never give up, even though we separate, maybe for a few seconds, but when we meet, it's like a whole world. And even Brother Roy, who went back to India. So we have a very long history. And what I must say, I would like to introduce the brethren here. We are from Brotherhood of the Cross and Staff. But there is I love this song because I said to many, even Das, I told in my past life, I'm from India. My Himalaya mountainside, because people do not believe in reincarnation. There is nothing called death. So we always hold to that concept because I love the culture of East India because we are one, no division. So before I would like to introduce our guest speaker, I would like to sing this song, but it's English, you can join. The Holy Spirit is now on earth. Let my people shout, Amen, Amen, Hallelujah. The Holy Spirit is now on earth. Let my people shout, Amen, Amen, Hallelujah. So it said the Holy Spirit, God Almighty, is here on earth. And He's calling on all of us to shout Amen. No division. As we say in the Hindu term, no chenjet. No chenjet. Special attention. We all drink the same pani. Is not true? That's it. All of us drink the same water. So I thank God for here. In our midst is Archbishop Joseph from the Supreme Headquarters, also based in London, visiting Atlanta. And he have a special message because when we get the call, I woke him up like 1 a.m. I said, oh, my brother said that we must come. And the brother made sure. I don't know, I think he may be a young priest, but I asked him to walk the way up to be a guru. All right, so President, you see, so he has been a good work evangelizing the consciousness out in the public. He has been doing excellent job. Excellent. Many of you do not know, but what this brother is doing in the society out there is untold. Only the Supreme God Almighty knows. So with this now, we have our administrator for Georgia. This is Dr. Don Okafor. He is the ambassador in Brotherhood of the Cross and Staff. I know he don't like to talk much, I like to talk, so I know they want to reverse the time to the Archbishop. But brethren, we would like to build this bridge with one another. There is no division. Right now, all of us breathing the same breath. There is no India breath, Africa breath, China breath, Japanese breath, white man breath. We are on the same cosmic line. For you to say, I'm India, this is Africa, this is Trinidad, is out of it. Because I listened to your lecture. All this division is over. Now is the time, when I see you, I see myself. When I see this sister, I see myself. When I see this child, I see. All of us are one. We breathing, you know. If I go to apply for America bread, by now, America would have taken it back and we all will die. But they got to discover we did not come here for America bread. We come here with the same bread as the Americans, the same bread as the Africans, the same bread as the white, the black. So there's no division in God. We are one. No one. Yes, so when we meet each other, if we build that culture right now, we will not need courthouse, we will not need lawyer, we will not, all that drama in the whole world, killing, unnecessary crime. They do not know when you kill your fellow man, you're killing your own father and your mother. When you affect a human being, you are affecting yourself. You are affecting God. Because God is in you and you is in God. So if I despise you, I despise God. If I speak bad about you, I speak bad about God. He made us in his image and likeness. And this is what we love. That's why we accept the invitation. We have been reading all the way from Trinidad as a child. I've been reading. I love the gospel of reincarnation that you all teach. There's no death. All is life. And all everybody sit here is not no new souls. Don't act like you're now born. Even the baby that now born is not a new soul. It's a continuation from where it left on. So today we are here to celebrate with you, and the Archbishop will do it. I know Brother Don will say, oh, you talk already. No, but I love your consciousness. And the Father, Olumba, which is the soul spiritual head, we'd like all of us to come together, celebrate. Let us eat, wine and dine together. No prejudice. Put all that away. That is what causing the problem. I treat he or she different because of the ethnic group or race you come from. God is not divided. Okay, I will hand you my, but I want to say one thing with you. If you take this child blood in one glass, the Nana blood in the other glass. Where Nani? Nani not here? Yeah, Nani over there. You take Nani blood and put in that glass. Then you take my blood, the pundit blood, the priest blood, and you put the glass in the room, no mark on the glass, okay? You said, okay, go and take up your blood. You got to discover you walk up with my blood. And the other child will walk up your other person's blood. The blood, we are one. No division. Amen. That is what brotherhood we come here today and the Archbishop will speak. That's why we love the consciousness and the teaching that you are putting in the society. And we want us to come together. When we having functions, you having functions, invite us. We will be there. We are brother keeper. No division. Ours life is word. Everyone, even this brother, when they see me now, they say, I say, no judge here today. No confusion. That is what it means. No confusion. No division. Don't come and tell me I'm from East India and you're Pakistan. All that causing the war in the border. All that causing the trauma in the Middle East. All that causing problem in the borders. Why we cannot be treated as one from God. Your grandfather is Adam. Your grandmother is Eve. Bottom line. Brother to the Supreme Krishna, the Lord Krishna. His father is Adam. His mother is Eve. Because they all came from there. All the way to this term. As the society grow and divide, everybody holds in a different group. And they must have a leader. And I thank the Father for the leader of this community. At this time, I don't want to take too much of your time. I will hand it to Dr. Don, hand it over to the Archbishop, who traveled thousands of miles. Thousands. Is this working? Thousands of miles to visit us. And at this time, I will hand it over to Archbishop. What they call guru, equivalent with the Archbishop, is the guru in the name and blood of Lord Jesus Christ.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. You know why I greet you like that? There's one Indian movie song sung by Amitabh Bachchan. And that song is applicable here. You know the song? Ambani, tumbani, you and me are made for one another. We are the same people, we are one family, we are not divided. As you come here, we greet Hare Krishna. You meet a Sikh, he says, straight a cow. You meet a Hindu, he says, Namaste, Namaskar. You meet a Muslim, he says, Assalamu alaikum. Isn't it? Yes. You meet a Jew, he tells you Shalom. Or Ethiopian will tell you Salamta. And a brother will tell you peace of God. All is the same thing. We are speaking one language. You know, our father, leader Olumba Obu, taught us one mystery. That every man is found in every environment according to God's grand design. The world is so big, right? In the Caribbean, you have many islands. In Asia, you have many countries. From India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Burma, Thailand, to Japan, Indonesia, Malaysia, and so on. And everywhere you go, I was in Punjab, I was in Chandigarh, I was in New Delhi, I was in Mumbai. I even one time slept in your temple in Colaba, in the Krishna temple. Because my brother and my friend, Gangaram, is a Nigerian, but he's an Iskcon, a Krishna conscious member. And when we went to the temple, he was worried. He said, oh, my brother Joe, would you mind sleeping with me in the temple instead of going to the hotel to lodge? I asked him one question. In the temple, what do you find there? He says, human beings. What am I? He said, you're a human being too. The difference is, okay, look at the face, like a masterpiece by an artist. You put a background, a gray color, right? You want to paint your shirt, you put the cream, you put the gray, add this color pink, put purple, and put black hair, or brown hair, or gray hair. At the end of the day, it brings out the guru, right? But you cannot use only one color to make you, can you? But all the colors put together bring out one perfect human being. The same thing, the world is like the body of God. All of us are component parts who fit into each aspect of it. Like the Swami Prabhupada Bhaktivedanta, we read his works. We read the Bhagavad Gita. Even the work of the Ekis, Sharia Kisogmaj, we take pains to go through it. Because all these things are just differences we created for ourselves. But one thing we know, in every incarnation, in every land, the Spirit, the Supreme Godhead manifests to guide the people. In the Hindus valley, he manifested, and we call his name God Krishna. And he said to a wonderful way. We listened to this, what we are teaching. Say first intolerance, humility, obedience, faithfulness, respect. I think those are the cardinal points you brought out in the teaching. And the most important thing, the servant-master relationship. The servant is not greater than the master, and the master is not superior to the servant. Each has a particular position they occupy, and that position they occupy is to do what? To bring out understanding. You, the master, accommodate your servant. The servant respects the master, and the servant must always defend his master because that is his duty. I think that's the message. So it's a wonderful message. And if we have that message today, we will have peace in the world. Amen. All we call religion is our differences. If I am born in India, maybe in Kerala, in Trivandrum, or in Andhra Pradesh or Madhya Pradesh or Uttar Pradesh, maybe I could be from a Hindu family. Instead of Joseph, I would have been Arjun. I am born in Africa, in Nigeria, to a family that has Christian name. They call me Joseph. It's an identity for this work in this time, because in this present incarnation, my job is to come from that particular place to do the will of the Supreme Judge. Next life, I might come from India. I could be anybody. I could be Vijay, I could be Arjun, I could be Sharma. All this to do a special work. That is why when we heard the message that we're invited, we told them we must go to our brothers, because it is one family. There's no division. You know, there's a song they sing in Brotherhood. He said, no more division among the Christians, no more division among the Hindus, no more division among the children of God. We are one. Hallelujah. We are one. We are one. We are one. One in the Lord. Understand? We are all one in the Lord. It's like this, my beautiful sister that's sitting. This one is in pink saree. She's in a red saree. The other one, you know, each color is all beauty of the environment. We are all masterpieces in the hand of God. We are all one family. And the teachings of Krishna has gone so deep, even right now in Nigeria. We have a lot of them. We interact with them every day. We relate to them because at the end of the day, I'm still waiting for somebody that will come back from the other side, who has been sent from this world to the other world, to come back and tell us that when I got to that place, whether you call it Nirvana, or you call it Aljanna, or you call it Paradise, or you call it Heaven, it's just the same language, right? And nobody has come back from that side that when I got to Aljanna or Nirvana, I saw a special place for Christians. This one for Hindus, this one for Muslims, that for Buddhists. Has it ever happened?
No.
All come from one place.
Yes.
We all return to one place. And when you are sent to this earth to do a work, when your job is done, you go back and give your file. In Brotherhood of the Cross and Star, we know that reincarnation is a reality. It is a truth. In the past life, like this, my brother, work in Nigeria, if you tell them you're from any other place, they tell you you're a liar. You look every inch Nigerian.
Like an Igbo now.
Complete like my people, an Igbo man.
Yes.
Yes.
Like Igbo.
If you come to Nigeria, you see Nigerians that look like you, Fulanis.
Fulani, yes.
Completely no difference between you and them. Face, hair, physique. But they are Nigerians. They come from the Futajala Mountains. Nigeria is a country with 400 languages and 4,000 distinct dialects. Yes. But all of us are together. In the old anthem, they changed, they said, though tribes and tongues may differ, in brotherhood we stand. What is that brotherhood? In the medical science, they want to do organ transplant. May I need a kidney? They might bring the kidney from India. My body will tell me it's not that it's an Indian kidney. No. Will my body reject it?
No.
All they check is the blood group, the rhesus factor, the genotype. Once the three are in agreement, they implant it in my body and I'll be living. That is, God is telling us that the only difference we have is just the skin and the face, nothing more. Beyond the skin, we are one family. And we are happy today to come to you. We are happy today to be part of you. We are happy and forever we would like to interact with you. Every time, like in Nigeria, this body, I've forgotten the name. Their leader is Danny Janki.
We spoke about the brother in red.
Brahma Kumaris. You know about Brahma Kumaris? Every day, just 3 days ago, we had a conference together in Lagos with the Brahma Kumaris. They come to our headquarters, they meet our leader, Olumba Obu. We've been to many of you, even the head of the Indian circuit in New Delhi. We've been to this Asarodian place. Let's go everywhere because the Holy Father teaches us that whether we like it or not, we must come together as one family. Until the human beings come together, forget their difference. I'm African, you are Indian, this one is Spanish, this one is Portuguese, this is English, this is German, and so on and so forth. there's only one person in existence, and that is the human being. The color of your skin does not mean anything. God has no color of any skin. The color of God is the color of the man that has the ability to love one another. And any man you see that loves you, that is God you see in your presence. And if you're looking for God in the heaven, you'll never find God. If you're looking for God right now, I'm seeing God here. Am I not seeing God, my brother?
Yes.
I'm seeing God. I'm eating with God. I'm talking to God. I'm playing with God because all of us are one family. So like my brother said, we are happy to be in your presence. We appreciate you. We love you. And we pray, like that song said, let us be one. Because at the end of the day, we must come together as one family. Swami sir, Hare Krishna.
Brother, I really don't have anything else to say. They've said most of the thing, but I'm really in love with Hare Krishna and the Krishna consciousness. We've been in contact with them before. And Brotherhood of the Cosmos and Hare Krishna, they share a lot in common. Christians don't believe that God can be man. Or that God can come back as man. The Muslims don't believe that, don't have that belief. They say Allah is infinite and merciful, no father, no mother, and all of that. But Krishna was man and is God, and is being revered. Okay? In Krishna consciousness, you all believe in reincarnation. Brother, we also believe in reincarnation. So we have a lot in common.
Amen.
But this interaction is really very good. Archbishop DK has elaborated on a lot of things, but I want us to understand that in this last advent, there's one thing that can bring all of us together, and that is the Holy Spirit. We are all created body and soul. Body and soul. But there is a spirit that dwells in the soul. So that was what our Lord Jesus Christ talked about, who was, you can call him a guru, Christians call him Christ, call him a teacher, call him God, but he came with the Holy Spirit. So it is this Holy Spirit that will unite the whole world. And our leader, all he talks about is the Holy Spirit. And it is this Holy Spirit that will enable you to understand, to have a clear understanding of all of the teachings. You see, the teachings that he gave there is very remarkable. The teachings on humility and how to defend and all of that stuff is very, very remarkable. And it is the Holy Spirit that will teach you. Apart from just teaching you, it will give you the energy and show you how to practice the gospel. Because a lot of times we hear teachings, we hear gospel, but we cannot practice it. They say, if someone calls you, turn the cheek. You hear it, it's very touching. You hear a story that teaches a very particular concept, it's very touching, but you go out there, you cannot practice it. So our Father, Leader Olumba, has come with the Holy Spirit that we enable you hear, understand, and also practice. Okay, so it's almost like making the travel easy for you instead of being a struggle. It's like, once someone wants to stop smoking or stop drinking, it's a struggle. It's applying different modalities, taking medications and stuff to stop drinking, but every time it lapses back into drinking. But if you have the Holy Spirit, for instance, that Holy Spirit will take it away from you, and you just going to be free. So that is what our Father, Olumba has come with.
Amen.
So whether you are a Krishna, or you call yourself a Christian, you call yourself a Muslim, if you go preach to a Muslim, tell him the Muslim religion, he's not going to believe it. He's a fanatic. If you preach to a Christian, say, oh, you don't want to be a Christian anymore, he's not going to, because all he knows is Christianity. But if we preach to Krishna about the Holy Spirit, preach to the Christians about the Holy Spirit, preach to Muslims about the Holy Spirit, when you will receive this Holy Spirit, then the Holy Spirit will help you augment your teaching in wherever you're doing. So when the Hare Krishna member receives the Holy Spirit will open up more things just as Krishna did, because Krishna came with the Holy Spirit. Okay, so when we understand this concept of the Holy Spirit, which Leader Olumba is water, Lord, and Spirit dwelling here on earth, like you and me, he's currently teaching and showing and telling us about the Holy Spirit. When you receive this Holy Spirit, then you will have, it will decipher, take you to greater levels of understanding and make it easy for you to practice. So that is what brotherhood is all about. But judging from your teachings, your actions, and everything, it's wonderful. You don't see it even in the Christian religion. In the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. So we are really, really very happy to be here. And your brother also, we are available anytime. And someday we're going to invite you all to see what we're doing. Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. So we'll...
Hare Krishna. My brother also another way we are talking about peace. Everybody looking for peace. Actually peace is given by his Bhaktivedanta Goswami Prabhupada. Then I told my brother, his Bhagavad Gita is only peace, only big medicine. If anybody take this medicine, and never any more disease. Is the all life, every living entity, even though any insects or any other living entity going to be so peaceful, because everybody we are looking for peace. What is the peace? He's given his divine grace as he gave Bhagavad Gita in the peace. If you take little medicine or hearing little medicine about how to get it, then your life is never more distress coming. And you will be, any circumstances is coming, every disaster or anything, problem coming, all problems solved by Srila Prabhupada and all, our president. He's very, very nice and he will organize, handling, but I always he's talking about this, that we have Food for Life, we have all organization. Please come sometime, and he came. We are so happy. Thank you.
So thank you again so much for this beautiful sharing of your deep knowledge and realizations.
I will say, my nickname in my village, where I come from, they call me Mona. Mona. Yeah, Mona. If you go, if I leave this world, everybody will leave one day. The house is put better known as Mona. Because I always the small one. When we grew up, Rosie, we had hammer. You know the hammer where I was named Marilyn.
Mona means jewel.
Yeah.
Diamond.
Diamond, yeah. So that was my name, Mona, in the community. So I grew up with Rosie and Mr. Roy and Mr. So much. We grew up eating baigan and choka, dal, bat, and chutney, and that's what we grew up. I'm telling you, brethren, I know we have to go, but it's that love. We did not see in Africa anything. Even when my mother passed, it's the Hindu community. When I arrived, there was at the airport, take me, they dig grave, do everything. They conduct the puja, everything. you can imagine the love, the love. So I'm so proud. I have us to say that. So my nickname is Muna.
So if we could all pray together for the betterment of this universe by raising both our hands. This is a symbol of complete surrender. And together, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you so much, and we'll invite these brothers again to share with us. So stay tuned. Please have the love darshan and prasadam will be served outside.